No, do not attempt to adjust your dial. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. It's your boy Big Vern. This is App Stupid, the fastest growing sports and entertainment show on these YouTube streets. You're welcome. Holla. Your boy Big Vern in the building. Y'all know what time it is. On a beautiful Monday here in the Midwest. They call them for showers and storms today. So if you got to get your pets out, get them out while it's early and then get them back in when it's nice and dry. Our last segment, we talked about Kirby Smart and how he was asked a question about him losing a recruit. Like I said, that was a deep dive. We read between the lines and we determined that conversation he was having in that interview was mainly given to the money class by proxy. And is that going to be the new standard going forward? Because we're just asking questions as we read these articles. Then before that, we talked about Trey Hendrickson and how the Cincinnati Bungles are bungling his bag. Get that man his money and get him now. He is such a transformative player. If he goes anywhere like Baltimore or Pittsburgh, it could spell trouble for the Cincinnati Bengals. So pay that guy, pay him what he wants. Then the 49ers, did they overpay Brock Purdy? We lay out our reasons why they did. And so that brings us to our next story. We're going to stay in the ACC and Hugh Freeze. Is Hugh Freeze on the hot seat? Is he on the hot seat? Because the people at Auburn, they're just not happy with winning games. War Eagle. They want to actually win a lot. Let's go ahead and dive deep into it when we get back from a quick 20 from a rap album we pushing this month. It's your boy Big Vern. Give me a beat. It's your boy Big Vern coming to you live from the App Stupid Studios, pumping another rap album. Dante Hitchcock and Good Things Take Time. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites on the LP is Breakthrough. Breakthrough's heavy. They know what's up. On the Edge. Runaway Bride. What? Come on, man. This song's for you. Fight the feeling and on my way. Homie be spitting. If you like spitters and you like reality rap, oh, you gonna really enjoy this one. Good Things Take Time by Dante Hitchcock. In stores now. Yo, shout out to Dante Hitchcock. I mean, no disrespect, King. Butchered the name. However, the project is dope. Make sure you go ahead and check that out. So, gonna go ahead and jump into this football scoop. They had an article with an interesting headline to me. Is that Freeze makes it clear he knows what the expectations at Auburn are. And I was like, huh? Why would he need to reassure people about what their expectations are for his program? Who's he talking to? Was this the money class? And I asked that question because Hugh's calling card is making programs turn the corner in year 2. That's been a hallmark of his career, everywhere he's went. So who was he talking to? And you'll see where I'm coming from with this. Now, you quickly get the answer when you do a little research. Now, Freeze, his second year at the loveliest village on the plains, descended into misery. The Tigers, they couldn't score points. They looked disjointed on offense. They lost close games, seemingly all of those close games. 5 losses by 10 fewer points. He's been a 10-win coach every program he's been with except for Auburn. And the natives are getting restless. If you all know, not too long ago in the distant past, we covered a story where people were sending Peyton Thorne all kind of Venmos and WhatsApp and WhatsApp and Cash App messages asking for their money back because they bet on him and he didn't cover the spread. I talked about this more than a year ago. But here you have Hugh Freeze, he's the coach, and like I say, they got him because he can turn around programs. And so now he has to reassure the money class, and he has to do this in interviews where he's not actually answering your question. He's talking to the money class, giving them the answers that they want to hear. And he's not going behind closed doors. and he's not going to mention them by entity or by person's name. So you're getting the conversations that they would be having behind closed doors. You're getting them now out in the open. But you have to decipher what you're hearing in these answers. And I pointed to that. This is him talking to the money class when he says, I'm not a fool. I think we've got to get to a bowl game. And I think our administration understands I inherited a program that didn't have a top 25 recruiting class for 4 years. So again, he's telling you what he needs to have happen for the Tigers. We need to get to a bowl game. But also he's saying that the administration, when they hired me, they knew they didn't have a top 25 recruiting class in the last 4 years. So this thing wasn't going to be turned around overnight. This thing wasn't going to go from zero to now we're in national prominence and we're in the picture to get into the college playoff, or dare I say, even win a national championship. But again, he's right. So you can act like he's not turning it around from a recruiting standpoint. And he's had 2 top 10 recruiting classes this year. It should be his breakthrough year. This year should be his breakthrough year. But is it good enough for War Eagle Nation and the War Eagle faithful? And I don't know, because I'm not an Auburn fan. I'm not an SEC guy. This is why I depend on them to get in the comments and say, hey, look, Freeze is turning this around, but some people are just unreasonable. Now, Auburn, they didn't sign up for wins. They want SEC titles, and they want college playoff berths, and they want national championship. Freeze knows this. He knows this. He says, I'm still not naive. We should have won some games last year. We couldn't have won some games. I'll say we could have won some last year. Then we've got to find a way to make sure we're in excellent areas that cost us the game. That puts us in a position to be at least bowl eligible, if not more. And I see no reason why we shouldn't do that. I think that's the expectation our people should expect from us. No. None of that was for you and I. None of that was for the reporters in the room. All of that was to assure the money class, hey, look, we lost some close games. We should have won those games. We should have been bowl eligible. That's what he's saying. The fact that we didn't make it to a bowl game, the fact that we were not invited to the college playoff, we were not even a non-factor in the SEC, that's unacceptable. But again, you all know what I inherited. And now I have 2 top 10 recruiting classes, and this year should be my breakout year. Why is he telling them this? Because he knows he's on a short leash. He knows the money class, they need to be reassured that they're cool with pumping money into this. They need to be assured that, hey, look, you're going after the kids that we identify that we need to pull into Auburn, because we got the money to make it happen. And if you can't make it happen, we'll get rid of you and find somebody who will. These conversations are very crass, and it is what it is. You're dealing with a new landscape in college football where the money class can dictate who goes where and who coaches who. They don't even have to go through the coach anymore. You have NILs negotiating directly with kids. And if the kids don't like the OC, guess what? And the OC's on a tight leash, because if the OC doesn't get the best out of the kid and they start failing, the guy who usually protects the OCs and DCs is the head coach. And if they put enough pressure on the head coach and threaten him with money and them pulling money from the program, if you're not let go, guess who gets fired? It ain't the damn kid. You're in a new wave of college football. And again, Who's he talking to when he says all of this? We know who he's talking to. He's talking to the money class. He's on the hot seat. And even in the article in Football Scoop where you read more into it, and then he thanks them for giving him the opportunity, and he wants to win for the Auburn faithful because they gave him an opportunity. Again, yeah, he's capitulating. And I will say he's on the hot seat. He's on the hot seat. If Auburn has a year this year like they had last year, this could be the end of Hugh Freeze. No longer is it going to be good enough to beat Alabama and then have Duke outs with Mississippi Tech or whoever you play. But they're not going to tolerate you losing to Cal, one of the worst teams in the ACC, at home, and get chopped up. They're not going for that. They're not going for that. So if you are in the Cleveland, Jesus. If you're in the Alabama area, get in the comments. Let me know. Is Hugh Freeze on thin ice? Is he on the hot seat? And if so, who do you think the Auburn Tiger should go after? It's your boy Big Vern. Again, if you are listening to this pod, get in the comments. Let us know, did we get it right? What did we leave out? This is Big Vern. We talk back. We'll be back.